guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm creating this spring makeup routine. This is my everyday makeup routine for spring for 2022. It's super dewy, it's super fresh, and it's perfect for spring. So if you like the thought of this video, if you like this makeup look and you want to see how I created it, then please keep watching. Okay, so I already have my brows filled in, and to fill in my brows I use the Refy brow gel and then the Refy brow pencil. Obviously I don't have fake tan on at the moment and I'm not allowed to wear fake tan. However, the foundation that I'm going to be using is tanned, so we're just going to ignore that, but it's because I usually wear tan but at the moment I can't. So this is my spring makeup routine for when I'm tanned. So usually I start off with my eyes. However, I'm going to start off with my base today, and for my base I'm going to be using the NARS Sheer Glow foundation in the shade Punjab, and to apply it I use the P. Louise 681 brush. This foundation has been a recent discovery of mine, but it is so beautiful. As you can see, it definitely doesn't match me, so but don't worry, we're going to drag it down my neck. So yeah, I'm literally just pushing this into my skin with the brush. I tend to use a lot less foundation on my forehead just because my forehead carries a lot of texture and my forehead also carries a lot of dry skin, so the foundation can sometimes pick up on it there, but also I don't need the coverage there, so there's no point in me adding loads and loads of product onto my forehead when I don't need it. So now that my foundation is on, I'm going to go into cream bronzer. So for cream bronzer during spring and as well during summer, I like to use my Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel. This is the most gorgeous product ever if you are new to cream bronzer. To be honest, I don't think you can ever go heavy-handed with this. I tend to use a sponge when I'm pressing mine in just because it's a lot easier to work with it, in my opinion. I used to use a brush with it, and to be honest, you'd almost always end up going back in with a sponge anyways, so I tend to just stick with the sponge and dab straight in. So I'm just popping it on my forehead, my cheeks, and then I'll pop a little bit on my nose. But as you can see, it just blends in so well, and you really don't have to do much with it. You just need to make sure that you're placing it in the position that you want it. But other than that, it's super easy to blend out. It gives great coverage and it lasts really well as well. Like, I've never had it mix weirdly with a foundation or mix weirdly with, you know, other products underneath or on top of it. So that is the cream bronzer on. As you can see, my skin looks really smooth and really glowy, but I do want to add a bit of blush to this. So of course I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Glowgasm wand in the shade Pinkgasm. If you don't have this, you need this. And as well, if anyone has any liquid blush recommendations, please let me know, because I have been wanting to try the NARS liquid blush, the Orgasm one, but I hear like a lot of people say it's basically this. Not that I don't want to try it, I still want to try it, but I don't need two of the same blush in my collection at the same time. Okay, now that the blush and contour are on, I'm gonna go in with my concealer. I'm gonna go in with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Porcelain. I know I need to switch up my concealers and just my base products in general, but you know when you just get stuck in a rut and just get stuck in your ways of doing makeup? That's how I am, especially with concealer, because now that I found this concealer, I actually don't think I can go like switch to anything else. I've heard because of Christina that the Laura Mercier Fusion concealer is meant to be unreal, so I'm definitely gonna give that a go. I think I might test it before I go to Cancun, because I feel like it's gonna be a lot more long wearing than this one, because this one really is for like dry skin, which is great, but it's just not gonna last in a hot country. I've just placed this on my forehead, my under eyes, my nose, my chin, and any problem areas. I'm breaking out quite a bit at the moment, and I think it's because I went back on the pill. So that's what that is. This concealer is very good though. Like, anyone who I've heard that has tried it never has had bad complaints about it. So if you're looking for a new concealer, and you don't have this one, I really recommend it. Let me know what your spring makeup routine is, because I need new products to try because I'm definitely getting bored of the same concealer. Even though I know it's going to work, I need a new concealer, I need new liquid blush, I need new brow products. Although I am loving Refy at the moment, I just haven't got my routine down. I need new setting sprays. Setting sprays is actually one that I do need. So if you have any recommendations for new setting sprays, please let me know. So for powder, I'm going to use my Too Faced Born This Way powder. So with this powder, I find in spring and in winter, it doesn't dry out my skin as much as the Laura Mercier one. I'm just pressing it in with my sponge and going on my forehead. I find it doesn't dry out my skin as much. It just makes my makeup look good all day, and especially in winter, I get super dry skin, and this is something that I find it lets my skin breathe enough to the point where, you know, my natural oils can come through. So in my T-zone, I use a sponge to set it and just press it in, because I tend to like to leave that less set. It's only really my under eyes that I like to be really set, because that's what's going to crease. But my T-zone, because I have dry skin, I don't need to set it as much. So I'm going to take my new favorite under eye setting brush, and this is the Revoluna or 04. So just blending out the under eye, taking a bit of product and just, yeah, pressing it in. And then with whatever is left on the brush, I'm just going around like the perimeters of my face, and then underneath my contour, I'm just going to set it lightly with that powder. So now that my makeup is setting, I'm going to let it set a little bit longer, just so the Chanel bronzer has a little bit more time to dry down. Because if I go in with my powder bronzer straight on top of a very wet base, it's just going to stick and look muddy. So I'm going to let it dry down a bit, and I'm going to move back onto my eyes. For my eyes, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Luxury Palette. This is one of her quads. Now these are quite expensive, however they are great for travel. They're great if you are someone who doesn't want to do a lot with their eyes but wants a look all in one palette. So this is what it looks like, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take any fluffy brush and go into both of the matte shades and just start to blend that onto my eye. I'm literally just messily blending it onto my eye. You really don't need to be zoomed in for this part, because it's just super messy. It's one shade, well, two shades but mixed together, and you're just buffing it mainly on the outer corner and like in your crease, and then whatever is left on the brush, just bring it in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this darker color here. I'm going to take this darker color here on my finger. These shadows are made to be used with your fingers, and I'm just going to start popping this on like the mid to outer corner. So we're going to avoid this inner corner, and then on a clean finger I'm going to go into the lighter shade, and the lighter shade I'm popping right in the center, or not the center, the inner corner, because this is just going to brighten it up and make your eyes look awake. And then there's also now a gradient between the lighter and the darker glitter. I'm actually going to put some shadow underneath my eyes. Usually I don't, but we are now. So I'm just going to take the exact same brush that I used the colours on in the beginning. I'm just run it underneath my eyes, but I'm going to keep it more towards like the outer corner. And as simple as that, that is the eyes done. I usually would do liner, but lately I've been keeping liner to more like nighttime looks. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back onto my base. So for bronzer, I'm going to be using my MAC bronzer. This is the Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Dark. You know that this is my favorite bronzer. The reason I use this shade over the shade Give Me Sun is because Give Me Sun is a lot more orangey, it's a lot more red based, while the shade Dark is a lot more like olivey based, and that is because my tan is an olive colored tan. I'm just placing this on top of the product that I use underneath, so the Chanel bronzer. This is now setting that Chanel bronzer, and like I said, now you don't need any more powder on top of your bronzer because the powder bronzer is setting it. So yeah, literally just placing it on my forehead, on my cheeks, and then really lightly I'm just going to go over my nose. And then for blush, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Cheek to Chic Pillow Talk blusher. So I mainly take the outer corner of the blusher and then I kind of mix in a tiny bit of that middle shade, because that middle shade is like a highlighter, but there's already glitter in that pink shade. And what I do is I just push in my blush right up here, like up high, so much so that it basically merges into my shadow. Add as much blusher as you want. Springtime and blusher, I think they go so well together, and as well because you have pink eyeshadow on, and when you merge it together it just looks absolutely stunning. Now before I do my mascara, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my face, and of course I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This is beautiful. It smells so good too. Okay, so now I'm going to curl my lashes, and then I'm going to pop on the NARS Climax mascara. This is my new favorite mascara. I think it looks so good. It makes your lashes look insane and it's not clumpy, which I love. Okay, so that is the mascara on. As you can see, it is just such a beautiful mascara. I'm actually gonna have to wrap this up so quickly because it's starting to rain and you're gonna be able to hear it because you're right at my window and that mic is so sensitive. So for lips, I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner. It actually needs to be sharpened. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to normal line my lips. And these Charlotte Tilbury lip liners are so good. They're so creamy. They're so easy to use. Okay, so now that they're lined, I'm going to go in with lipstick. And the lipstick I'm going to use is MAC Honey Love. I have not used this in the longest time. But again, it's more of like a pinky nudie colour. I don't know if you can see that. Just slap it on. Like so. I know you can leave it matte if you want to keep it matte, but I like to add gloss, so I'm going to add my Fenty gloss. This is in the shade Glass Slipper, and if you don't have this shade, you need it. It's just her clear shade, but it's just gorgeous. It makes your lips look really smooth. That's the only way to explain it. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and make sure to press that notification bell so you get a notification every single time that I upload. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. This is my spring makeup routine for 2022. Let me know if you like any of these products or if you're thinking about purchasing them. And also, like I said, let me know what your liquid blush recommendations are and your setting spray recommendations are, because I need new ones and brow products. Please let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.